Welcome to the DbI Banquet and Award Celebration. Our experience this evening will include enjoy our dinner, followed by the award ceremony. I am so excited. And then we will join with the music of Marshall Dane, and I will let the party begin. So let's enjoy your dinner, and we will come back in about an hour to start the celebration. Thank you, and bon appetit. Hello, everyone. I hope you enjoyed your dinner. How's everybody doing tonight? Oh, try it again. How's everybody doing tonight? All right. Woo-hoo. I'd like to share two funny stories, if you don't mind. It's going to be a great experience. I had my first service guide dog, Nemo, and I nicknamed him Puddles because for some reason he would go around the puddles and I would go through them. But anyways, I was in Toronto with Nemo, and we went to Toronto Island. So we got on the boat, and we went over to the other side of the island, and we got off the boat, and my kids went off to the rides, and I was just minding my own bees, and this very generous Chinese lady comes up, and she says, Sir, why do you have a racing harness on your dog? True story. So also there's a story about a guide dog that walked into Walmart. And the guide dog walking around, and the manager comes up and said, "Can I help you, sir?" And the guide dog, you said, "No, I'm fine. I'm just looking around and trying to have a good time." So he wanders off. He picks up your guide dog and throws him over the head in a spin. And the manager comes running over and says, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm just looking around." So now, it's my pleasure to introduce you the DbI Award Committee Chair, Carolyn Monaco. Carolyn is the president of the Canadian Deafblind Association and has recently retired as a facility member of the Intervenor program at the George Brown College in Toronto. She is a board member and the past vice president of DBL, and in September, she will be celebrating 45 years in this field. Wow. We welcome Caroline.
Thank you, Kevin. Welcome, everyone. It's now my pleasure to welcome to the stage Dave Power, the President and Chief Executive Officer of the Perkins School for the Blind in Watertown, Massachusetts, USA, to present the Perkins School for the Blind Anne Sullivan Medal. We have a short video that will introduce this award.
Around the world, Anne Sullivan is known by another name, the Miracle Worker.
Photo of Anne Sullivan, a Caucasian woman with curly hair.
The Anne Sullivan Medal is awarded by the Perkins School for the Blind to individuals and groups who have demonstrated outstanding leadership and service to the deaf-blind community.
Montage of previous winners, including President George H.W. Bush.
First presented in 1966, the medal has been awarded to over 100 recipients worldwide. Anne Sullivan lost her vision as a young girl.
Montage of photos of Anne Sullivan.
By age 11, she was an orphan with no formal education. And yet, by her own self-advocacy, she became a student at Perkins and graduated with honors in 1886.
Aerial footage of Perkins campus.
She then began a lifelong journey as a Perkins-trained teacher, dedicated to one very special student, Helen Keller.
Anne Sullivan with Helen Keller.
Together, these women transformed education and opportunities for learners who are deaf-blind around the world.
Montage of children who are deaf-blind learning and interacting with teachers.
Recipients of the Anne Sullivan Medal are innovators, educators, and leaders who build a world where every child can learn.
I just want to say, first of all, it's a very special opportunity for me to be here with all of you extraordinary leaders, educators in the field of deafblindness, and I really admire all of the work that all of you do, the leadership of the DbI organization, and it's a great privilege to be here with you, to be on the stage, and to talk with you a little bit about the Anne Sullivan Award and tonight's recipient. It's the highest honor that we give at the Perkins School for the Blind to individuals, and it's, as you heard from, that was Katie Holland's voice. On the voiceover there, it's awarded to individuals who are committed to breaking down barriers, facing people who are deafblind, and building a world where every child can learn and belong. That's what it's about. These are teachers, parents, caregivers, public leaders who've made significant contributions to the field of deafblindness. We began giving this award in 1966. We've had 101 recipients since then, and tonight it's my honor to tell you about the 102nd recipient of this award. Debbie Gleason has been one of the pioneers of the Perkins International Mission, serving children who are visually impaired, deafblind, and multi-handicapped for some 43 years. She began her education at a familiar venue, Boston College, under the tutelage of Susan Bruce, and then began her career in the preschool program at Perkins in 1980. This is the program in which I first met Debbie in 1987. My oldest son was born deafblind, and Debbie was the first teacher from Perkins that came to my family, to my home, and was the beginning of our journey with Perkins. My son graduated from Perkins, and in an extraordinary twist of fate, here I am on the stage in a position of giving Debbie this extraordinary award. So that's kind of how the world turns. Debbie's role since then expanded to teacher training and capacity building in Asia, Latin America, and Europe, bringing that know-how from Watertown to many places. In 2005, she was named the leader of Perkins International Asia and built new programs for individuals deafblind with multi-handicaps in China, Indonesia, Vietnam, India, Philippines, Thailand, Bhutan, Bangladesh. Those are the major programs, and really many other countries. Debbie has more frequent flyer miles than anybody that I know. At least 12 publications, at least 35 presentations to international conferences of DbI and ICEVI, where she serves as a board chair. I would just say that Debbie's impact on thousands of teachers and hundreds of thousands of children is just simply immeasurable. So I think of her as the quiet giant of our field. Please welcome on stage Debbie Gleason, the recipient of the Anne Sullivan Award.
Congratulations, Debbie, and thank you, Dave. I'd now like to start the presentations of the Deafblind International Awards. DbI has always been very committed to recognizing individuals around the world who have made significant contributions to the field of deafblindness, the development of services, and the organization itself. I have the distinct honor tonight of presenting 10 members of our deafblind community in 3 different categories with awards that recognize the significant contributions they've made. They will each join a distinguished group of recipients from around the world who have received these awards during past DbI international and regional conferences. I'd like to thank all those who nominated and supported the nominations of such an amazing group of award recipients. While I'm only able to give you a brief, very brief, look into the contributions these people have made, I can assure you they are all extremely worthy. The first award presented tonight will be the Young Leadership Award. This award is presented to an individual who is in the earlier part of their career in the field of deafblindness, but who demonstrates that they are sure to have a lasting impact. DbI wants to recognize the early creativity and initiative of young people entering the field, and those who have had an early start in improving the quality of life for individuals who are deafblind. The recipient of this award started her career working with children with deafblindness. She quickly became a trainer, advisor, and supporter of other teachers of students with deafblindness. She conducted a nationwide fact-finding survey in her country and received a grant to improve the facilities for students in the center where she works. She had an early interest in international collaboration, and during her postgraduate years, she conducted a study at the University of Birmingham in the UK related to children with deafblindness in regular classrooms. She has been passionately engaged in her research while closely working with children who are deafblind at the National Institute of Special Education. With her passion and dedication, we believe she will continue to have a positive impact on the local, national, and international deafblind community. On behalf of DbI, it's an honor to present our Young Leadership Award to Asako Kawahara from Japan. And I believe she is here, right? Is she here? Yes, please. I'd now like to present the Distinguished Service Awards. This award recognizes an individual who has significantly contributed to the international deafblind field, or DbI. Tonight, we will recognize 5 deserving individuals with distinguished service awards. Our first recipient is a teacher who is passionate about education. She has a clear vision of the rights of individuals, which has been a driving force behind her work in the Latin American and Caribbean regions. She has worked as a teacher, program director, and advisor at the Fundel for over 25 years. She is a DbI ambassador and a member of the Global Education Campaign Committee. On behalf of DbI, it's an honor to present a Distinguished Service Award to Carmen Lucia Guerrero from Guatemala. Unfortunately, she's not able to be with us here tonight, so I'm happy to accept that award on her behalf. Our second recipient started her career as a teacher in special education. Her years of work to build up pedagogical ideology within her foundation has been groundbreaking for individuals with deafblindness. Her nominators all speak to her willingness to share information and to collaborate with others, especially those within German-speaking regions. She and her team have documented their work in a recently published book. On behalf of DbI, it's an honor to present a Distinguished Service Award to Astrid Bork from Germany. She is also unable to be with us tonight, so I'll accept that on her behalf and make sure that she receives the award. With over 30 years of experience, our next recipient has remained passionately devoted to the field of deafblindness. She led the...
Astrid said we should take it. Where is it okay?
Yes, I will. She led the creation of a new service model within her organization. She was responsible for developing the organization's research program, which has led to academic collaborations both nationally and internationally. Her open and friendly approach have welcomed many of us over the years as she volunteers to support not only the planning of a number of DbI conferences, but the day-to-day acts of a gracious and helpful volunteer. She is truly a DbI champion who, in the words of one of her nominators, lives this culture on a daily basis. In her role as COO, she is leading her organization's participation in the development of the World Health Organization's ICF core sets. On behalf of DbI, it's my sincere honor to present a Distinguished Service Award to Karen Keys from Canada. I'll explain about the woodcraft later. fourth recipient started her career as an educational psychologist. With research and education soon to follow, she has a very long list of achievements in our field. She has collaborated on many different levels with professionals around the world, and at the same time maintains a level of respect for individuals with deaf blindness and their families that drives the work she does. As a professor, she has inspired many students to develop their passion in this field. Our DbI communication and research networks have benefited from the significant contributions that she has made. On behalf of DbI, it's my sincere privilege to present a Distinguished Service Award to Saskia Dahman from the Netherlands. Our fifth and final recipient in this category started his career in deafblindness in 1993. He has contributed a significant amount to our field through academia, practice, and research. He has so willingly collaborated with persons and organizations all over the world, where he has left an unprecedented legacy of profound respect with so many. One of his nominators noted that this recipient's belief is that the theoretical, clinical, and skilled practice within the deafblind field have to be meaningfully wedded together, and that one cannot thrive without the other. It is this belief and his ability to take complex material and help us to all understand its application to our field, that he remains a sought-after presenter and collaborator. It is a huge honor for me on behalf of DbI to present a Distinguished Service Award to Jude Nicholas from Norway. Our final category of awards is the Lifetime Achievement Awards. This award recognizes an individual who throughout their career has made an outstanding and ongoing contribution to the international field of deafblindness. Tonight, we will recognize 4 very deserving individuals. While a true scholar for her entire career, our first recipient has always supported parents and professionals in practice to develop the potential of persons with congenital deafblindness. Her impact on the international field has been enormous. It started with her being the founder of the European Working Group on Communication. The work of this group has benefited individuals around the world and inspired so many. Her ability to analyze video material has been, and it still is, a big source of inspiration for families and staff involved in deafblind services. A theme throughout her letters of nomination was her strong desire to support others so that they could be as knowledgeable and skilled as possible. On behalf of DbI, it's a pleasure to present Anna Nafsted from Norway with a Lifetime Achievement Award. Okay, she's unable to be with us tonight, but we will accept that award on her behalf. Our second recipient has been described as having a beautiful, warm-hearted spirit which resonates with everyone. She has supported the education of professionals who work around the globe and created a family-like atmosphere where all feel a lifelong sense of belonging. She is a co-author or editor of over 15 publications, focusing on the education of children with deafblindness and those with multiple disabilities, that are now used internationally as the basis of training for teachers, administrators, and parents. Her long-standing career with the Perkins School for the Blind covered pretty much every aspect of deafblindness, both nationally and internationally. On behalf of DbI, I'm thrilled to present a Lifetime Achievement Award to Marianne Riggio from the USA. And we'll accept that on her behalf and ensure that it goes back with a group of her colleagues. Our third recipient began a career in deafblindness in the mid-1970s, a career that continues to this day. As a supervisor of a deafblind program, she always collaborated closely with the staff to provide professional development so that they could provide quality services. She worked directly with families, and her respect for them was unwavering. Moving into leadership positions within a school for the blind, she developed programs that continued to meet the needs of all students. She has been described as a backbone of Deafblind International, always providing a calm and professional voice of reason. One of her nominees writes that she was always ready to encourage, support, provide guidance, and motivate those of us who were just beginners in the international arena. She served as Vice President for DbI for many years and is highly respected by past and current officers and board members for her knowledge, her professionalism, her leadership, and her diplomacy. On behalf of DbI, I'm thrilled to present a Lifetime Achievement Award to Bernadette Capon from the USA. And we'll accept that on her behalf and ensure that she receives the award. Our fourth and last recipient started her career in deafblindness in 1980. She was a specialist in building up relationships with her students, and this became an important philosophy within the school she worked. Her work with the students with deafblindness inspired her to start her scientific research. fostering interactions between deafblind children and their educators. Amongst her nominators were an entire team of educators, as well as parents who clearly appreciate the significant contributions she has made to them, both professionally and personally. She had the vision, drive, and determination to build a network in her country with unique expertise in the domain of deafblindness and education. Her heart has always been connected and led by the priorities of children with deafblindness and their parents. This dedication and drive culminated in the creation of a master's in deafblindness currently offered at the University of Groningen. Marlene and her team have shaped the field of deafblindness through this program, bringing expertise and experience to so many parts of the world. On behalf of DbI, I'm honored to present a Lifetime Achievement Award to Marlene Jansen from the Netherlands. My sincere congratulations to all the award recipients on behalf of everyone at DbI. I'll now turn the mic over to our MC, Kevin Frost.
But before we do that, we have something else to celebrate. In 2 days, we had a rise of 10% in memberships. So we have now to celebrate member number 1,100. She is coming from France. And her name is Marion Le Doic. Please come to stage. Just up here. Podium's right here.
Let me know when you're ready.
You're good?
Thank you, Caroline, and congratulations to all the award winners this evening. The work you do is so important and impactful. So impactful, it's impacted my life being here this week. What I love about all the people here is my life wouldn't be having the independent by having intervener services. So I have to say a huge thank you for all the amazing interpreters, the interveners who do what they do. So a round of applause for everyone is here. Also, what's fascinating, just to share with you, I just sold my 1,000th copy of Deafblind Champion. Don't forget to pick up your copy before you go home. Now, before we get to the party started, I remind you that we get to sleep a little later tomorrow morning. Woohoo! Breakfast in Canada Hall 2 is scheduled for 9 a.m. with our final plenary session of the conference featuring Tom Shakespeare, who will commence at 9:45 here in Hall 1. You definitely do not want to miss our closing keynote speaker, iconic Canadian comic Rick Mercer. Woohoo! It's time to celebrate and have some fun with Marshall Dane. Using sign language to convey this musical message to the deaf, this son of preacher, a middle brother of 6, Marshall was raised to be a minister. Now, Marshall Dane is a Canadian singer-songwriter, recording artist, and 5-time Male Artist of the Year nominee who writes country songs that cross genes and bridges and gap between mainstream pop, rock, and new country. Beyond the music, he has advanced level 3 sign language student, often seen signing in ASL or having an ASL interpreter beside him, sharing his music inclusively, especially within the deaf community, is an extensive focus. Take it away, Marshall Dane.